Hi, Jim Mealand with Event Sound and Lighting. I'm going to show you how to hook up and operate the JBL EON618S powered sub that you just rented. Along with that sub, you probably got either the EON615 powered speaker or you've got the Mackie DLM12 powered speaker. Let's get started. You've got your Mackie Pro FX board. On the back of the board, you'll see there's two outputs. We've got one already ran down to the sub. You're going to take the female end of the mic cable that was included in your rental, and we're going to take one from each output, left and right. So I'll plug in this. And we're going to take the other end, which would be the male end, down to the input of the JBL powered sub. So once again, out of the mixer to the input of the powered sub. Now we're going to do the output of the powered sub to one of these two powered speakers, whichever one you're renting. So let's start with the cable that's included. We got one of these called a dual cable. It's kind of a thick cable. It's got mic and power all together in one. So we're going to start with the female end and also the male extension cable. Let's start with the output of the powered sub. We're going to plug in each one of these, and then you're going to have the power cable, which we'll talk about in just a little bit on how to power everything up. So we're going to start with that. The other end, we're going to go, let's start with the Mackie. You've got a male end. We're going to go into input number 2 on the Mackie, and also let's put some power to it. So input number 2, and then on the JBL, we're going to go to input 1. So input 1 on the JBL, on the Mackie, input number 2. So now let's talk about powering everything up. So behind your subwoofer, you're going to have a couple of those power cables, and you're also going to have the power for the subwoofer. We're going to put them in this rubber three-way, and from here you're going to go to the wall with the included extension cable. The other thing you'll have for the mixer that you'll see in your kit, you'll have a power strip for the mixer, maybe plug your iPod or something in, and that will go to the wall as well. So you'll have two different hits to the wall for each thing. So we've got both speakers and the sub all together, and then we've got each speaker plugged in to that three-way. So let's plug everything in, and let's first power up the Mackie. So we're going to turn it on, and you'll see when the menu comes up, because it's digital, you'll see it'll come up. We want to press input 2. So there's a number 2. You'll hit that. It'll show up. We want it to be, it'll probably come up at 0. Chances are we're going to want to back it down a little bit. And the reason why, you've got two speakers, you've got one sub. This is probably going to be a little bit louder than the sub. So the best way to get more sub is to kind of think in reverse. So you're going to back down the volume of the powered speakers just a little bit, so that brings up the sub. So you'll try maybe a couple clicks on the Mackie, then go out front, listen, see what you think, and kind of go from there. Same thing on the JBL. The JBL is analog. So on that one, you're going to take the knob, which is all the way up clockwise. You're going to back it down to about 3 o'clock and maybe go out front and listen. The sub, for the JBL powered sub, those volumes should be all the way up. So basically it's a power amp. You're turning it all the way up. So all we're doing is trying to balance the top to the bottom. If you had two powered subs, you may not have to do very much adjustment at all. But just with one powered sub, you're probably going to want to bring down your top speakers just a little bit. So I'm hoping this helps you in the setup, operation of using the JBL powered sub. So have some fun and enjoy it.